In the 1980s, a revolution in movie makeup brought a new era, the age of special makeup effects. This radically new approach to the art was pioneered by Dick Smith in the 1973 film, The Exorcist.
The Exorcist really was the first film to use so many different things that have become commonplace in later special effects films. I mean, there was mechanical aspects, the creation of the dummy, the eyeballs moving, the steam coming out of the mouth, the effects themselves, the pumping of the vomit out of the mouth, the letters rising up out of the stomach.
Special makeup effects is kind of a blend of more standard makeup techniques and as well as puppetry and what we call animatronics.
Dick Smith's assistant on The Exorcist was Rick Baker. Taking inspiration from Smith, he would push special makeup effects to new heights of innovation.
Someone I really care for.
An American Werewolf in London was a groundbreaker for makeup effects. Writer-director John Landis' script called for a werewolf transformation that went far beyond anything seen before. Instead of the usual lap dissolves between different makeups, Landis insisted that the changes take place in real time.
I wanted it to be terribly painful. You know, the concept of tendons and bone and gristle stretching and growing, I think, would hurt like hell, you know. Help me! Help me! Yeah!
Without a gleam in my heart.
The biggest hardship, really, in Werewolf, really, is the metamorphosis takes place in bright light, which is what I wanted. That's a pretty harsh thing to ask of a makeup artist.
To bring to life his vision, Landis called on Baker, whom he knew from their earlier collaboration on the film Schlock. Rick achieved the werewolf transformation with a new invention he called the Change-O body part. Elaborate fake heads, hands, legs, and backs covered with flexible skins. While on camera, they were stretched using rods, cables, and air bladders.
The first idea I had that I thought would be really cool, I figured we could make a fake head of somebody, punch hairs in it, and have the hairs go all the way through the material and somehow grab hold of those hairs and pull them through and do it in reverse so that you had basically a face without hair and then these hairs would be growing out of it. And from that idea I thought, well, you know, why not make that head do something else?
Rick's Change-O parts inspired a shift away from traditional makeup techniques in effects films.
On an artificial head, you can do anything you want. If that's something that's a complete sculpture, you can design anything you want. And this was kind of this revelation to me that, boy, if you made puppets and mechanical heads, it frees you up design-wise. You can do so much more.
Any cable spray?
No.
In this new field of special makeup effects, the artist had to be a mechanic, an inventor, too.
I'm not a trained machinist. I don't have an engineering degree, and yet I was able to do a lot of the mechanisms on my first mechanical heads myself, just by goofing around with it, basically.
Rick's stunning achievements in An American Werewolf in London brought attention to the art of makeup and helped convince the Motion Picture Academy to start awarding an annual makeup Oscar. The first winner in this new category was Rick Baker for American Werewolf.
Hi, fella. Hi, little dog. Hi, doggy. Hi.
Rick Baker has had an ongoing fascination with apes.
Of course, he has done the best apes that anyone has ever done, and throughout his career, he has kept improving and improving the way he does that.
I'm sure you'll see that as soon as he gets going, there is absolutely nothing to stop him. Oh! Sit.
Rick designed one of his most advanced ape suits for Harry and the Hendersons. His assignment from writer-director William Deere to create an 8-foot Sasquatch with a soul.
We wanted him to both be an animal that could exist in his own environment, but when you dealt with him on a one-to-one level, there was a human quality that was undeniable.
Yeah, this is going to hurt a little. Okay?
What I do is just close my eyes real tight, like this.
All right? Okay.
Harry, the lovable Bigfoot, flaunts Rick's genius for character design.
I kept Harry very orangutan-like, and gave him this kind of wiser kind of look with this kind of white beard, and orangutan-like beard. I always thought Harry was kind of sad and he was alone a lot, so he had this sculpted in, almost sad expression with the brow slightly up and kind of central wrinkle that went up his forehead because he was doing a sad face a lot.
Rick's biggest challenge with Harry was to create a beast that was very expressive.
The script demanded that he could communicate just with his expressions, basically. He didn't talk, and he was a character that was in the film a lot, and you had to really understand what he was thinking.
It's ironic that this amazingly emotive creature relied extensively on sophisticated mechanics to express emotion. His head was crammed full of animatronics, controlled by a wireless transmitter.
I thought, we can't do a cable-controlled head for Harry. We can't do, you know, however many days shooting there was with these cables coming out of his rear. He had to be walking around and always doing something. So I said, we have to do something else. So I thought, well, let's do some radio-controlled stuff. We'd never made a radio-controlled head before.
Harry's high-tech innards were hidden beneath a remarkably realistic exterior.
Every hair planted, not just in the skin, but in the direction that hair would grow if it was on that part of your body. I mean, these are things that you go, are we ever going to see that? And yeah, you know, you do see it because your creature looks more alive than the one where they didn't take that kind of care.
Rick Baker strives to convince audiences that his creations actually live and breathe. And Harry's lifelike performance convinced the Motion Picture Academy to give Baker his second Oscar.
Coming up on Masters of Fantasy, the first flashes of Rick Baker's genius and his latest triumph, Men in Black. The lost city of Atlantis exists on the next Sequest. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Is that a new big king? No, it's a bag, Coach. No, in the bag, son. Yes, sir, it is. Well, what's a smart kid like you doing sitting on the bench? Get in there and play quarterback. Really? Like taking candy from a baby.
The new Big King from Burger King, plain broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac except